Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with Campaign 2, Episode 33, Part 1. I just looked, and this episode is 3 hours and 54 minutes. It doesn't start till the 12.5-minute mark, and the break is at 1:39. So the Part 1 and Part 2 are going to be under 15 minutes each, the hour Patreon exclusive, and then we'll have exactly 2 hours of a live stream plus my intro and exit. Usually we get 20 to 25 minutes on Part 1 and 2 when it's 4.5 to 5 hours long. They broke it up a little early, but I like to do a solid 2-hour live stream of content. So in my opinion, it's just a short episode. The last we saw, we made it to the Menagerie Coast. I noticed the episode is called The Ruby and the Sapphire. Now, I know that Jester's mom is called the Ruby of the Sea. Is it Jester's mom? Because we are approaching Nicodranus. We know that Jester is from these parts. It could be her mother is the Ruby, but the fact that it's the Ruby and the Sapphire, I don't remember the Sapphire being a thing, so I'm wondering if it has nothing to do with that, and it's something to do with the gems we got in the bag. I feel like that is going to come back at some point. Maybe not. But I thought Gustav would come back, and I thought that was crazy, and it actually happened, and we did bail him out. All of the things I thought were insane have happened, or not all of them, but a lot of them. So, the fact that we found this bag of gems under this pile of stones that Caduceus thought more than anybody was something leads me to believe that somebody's going to come looking for these gems. Now, it is only about 500 gold worth. I mean, we just got upwards of 6,000 or 7,000 from the gentleman by performing these tasks. I don't know. I'm just spitting theories out. It could either be something to do with the gems we found, or it's Jester's mom. Let's just jump in. We're going to go for about 13, 14 minutes. Then we'll jump into the hour Patreon exclusive, and then Part 2. You guys want to see more of what I do? Full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons out of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives. You'll only see on Patreon. The link is at the end. Dozens of shows you'll never see on YouTube. I just don't have time to edit all Doctor Who person of interest. The hour Patreon exclusive for these. We started Steven Universe and all these other things. Check it out. If not, jumping in. Campaign 2, Episode 33, Part 1. By the time Matt speaks, we're 13 minutes in.
Welcome back.
That's the latest. That was. Oh, I did watch the beginning, too. I saw Sam bleed all over everybody with fake blood. He made a joke about the Dallas Cowboys, which is funny because football season just started 3 or 4 years later.
Since forming not but a few months before. Their friendship strengthened through victory and through loss. They've decided after a few weeks of downtime to take on the next route of their journey. Of all the different avenues that had come to their attention, it was decided to make
and I'm wearing this in honor of not bailing out Gustav.
That seem to tie into some of the directions that Ford would like to travel, as well as Jester returning to her home.
Got to see her in all her
You
glory.
Bought some supplies, got your wagon prepared, and made a trip south through
to not for the 1,000 gold on
locations
Gustav.
that you first made your way up north through, going to Allfield and drinking with Bryce, heading to Trostenwald and paying off the rest of the debt for the previous runner Gustav of the.
I just want to make sure all the volume,
which kind of sparked this whole union of friends. Continuing southward past the Wuyun Gate and a brief encounter with two Ettins, you managed to make your way to the Menagerie Coast itself, seeing the gorgeous shores, the eastern jungles, the waves in the distance, and on the way actually purchased some pets as well from a traveling
we got a weasel
caravan.
We got an owl.
It was a totally smart
idea. We got a blink dog.
I'm gonna be dead in a day.
Best idea ever.
Best idea ever.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, see Sam Riegel. Oh my God, Mighty Nine. Don't let Nugget die. Nugget the blink dog.
No.
And you do that with blood on your hands.
And he does it with blood on his hands. He did a joke about football season starting and Travis being a Dallas Cowboy fan, and Sam Riegel's heart fake exploded, and he got blood everywhere on the Wormwood on Jester.
Northern side of Nicodranus, the first in one of the major port towns here in the Menagerie Coast.
That's a great flask. It looks like a missing dog poster.
What do you guys want to see? Like, what do you want to do when we're here?
We're here. What is there to do?
Yeah, what is there to see?
What's like the main points of historical interests?
Main
I don't
points.
know a lot, but there's the lavish chateau.
The lavish chateau?
Is that where your mom works?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I
where her
wanna
mom
see that.
works. It's
That's
gotta
my
be her
first
mom
spot.
in the title.
Well, it's a really nice. It's an inn, you know.
Yeah,
It is for
And
me.
my mom performs there. It's really nice.
The area is known for its entertainment. I mean, everybody's seen the ocean before, right? I mean,
Well, actually, no.
More than half of them
wait,
have
1,
not.
2, 3, never
Half
seen
of the group
water.
has never seen the ocean.
Really?
No, you should. It's amazing.
I kind of want to see that.
I would really
Yeah,
like
have you not either? 4?
No,
1, 2,
I've
3, 4.
been landlocked my whole life, man.
So nobody but
Wow.
Jester
You
and
guys are
Floyd.
the only two.
Like we're about
so
to improve all of
big.
your general experiences
I'm
in
really
the world.
excited.
It's the opposite of fire, Caleb.
What do you? What?
I hate water. It's funny.
It's really cool.
I've lived by
Maybe
water my entire
we drive
life, and I
towards
hate going in the
coast
ocean,
then,
and I
you know,
never
take,
go on boats.
Take the PCH down.
Ford is like, your life is
Nicodromus.
going to
What do you
change.
think?
I don't think necessarily.
Yeah?
Big Sur.
Because I could not have water and I'd be fine.
Carmel by the Sea is a peach.
In all honesty,
I should
it's a
probably
detriment
keep
to me
myself
because every
disguised
girlfriend I
while
ever
we're
had
here
wants to
podcasting.
go to the beach.
Oh, yeah,
And I can walk on the
why
sand
exactly
and stuff, but I
aren't
hate going
you
in the
allowed
ocean.
back
I don't like
home?
the water.
She
So to
told
me,
us.
Yeah, I
It's a
pissed off
detriment.
that guy, and he said he
Oh,
would
that's right,
kill
to
me.
kill you.
Yeah.
That's right.
And does that mean that he would hire people to kill you, or he would personally kill you, or?
No, I don't think he didn't seem like the type that would really do a lot of killing himself. You know.
But is wealthy and connected.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people you can talk to here, you know. If you want to get somebody killed, here's the town to do it.
You know, Jester, Caduceus looks awful confused. Maybe you could fill him in again about why you're
Or
being...
you don't remember.
No, I
do
do.
you?
I'm
told
looking
you
out
all
for our
about
tall
it
cow
before we
friend.
headed out.
our tall
I have the
cow
whole
friend.
story between games. I don't really.
Is that like an
No,
insult?
I know it's outside.
I don't know. I'm just asking out of
tea
curiosity.
break.
He calls him a cow person. I feel like that could be insulting.
Yeah, no, I pissed off this guy. He was there to see my mom. The traveler was teaching me different spells at the time, you know, and I had just started learning about them. So I sort of made myself look like my mother. And
he tried to get with you?
Well, I sort of lured him out onto the
Oh,
balcony.
that's right, and embarrassed him.
Yeah, he
in
was
the
just
nude.
stuck out there, that's all.
In the nude.
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh, right, without like pants.
Just
right?
somebody hooking up
That's
with your
really
mom.
funny. Yeah.
Do you remember his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. I mean, I'm not going to judge,
Lord Sharp.
but she lured one of her mom's
Does-
naked
is that a
clients
chosen
to the
name?
balcony as a
Is he
joke.
like an
I mean, I
edgelord
guess as a
sharp?
kid, I mean, I don't know. It's a
No,
little
he was
out there,
super
but she
not
grew
sharp.
up different.
He was not. Oh, he's dum-dum. Well, he did get
Oh, you
locked
were
out
talking
on a
about the
balcony.
mind.
Yeah.
And like,
sure.
did he just visit all the time, or is he like well known in Nicodromus for business, or
I don't know.
shady
We're
deals?
coming
I
across
didn't
this
even know
dude.
he was a lord.
We're definitely. Oh,
found
he's
out
a lord.
afterwards.
So this was like a random hit. He was a random hit job for your traveler shenanigans.
Everybody was a hit job with everybody. Nobody made it out cleanly from that place.
What about besides the your mother's place of?
I'm pouring a
employment,
seltzer in my
do you know,
water.
Are there other things to see?
Well, all over the Opal Archways is really pretty. It's a great marketplace and stuff. Lots of shops. I didn't see too much. From my window, you could see, you know, all the houses. It was kind of like, it looked kind of like a quilt. It was beautiful with the roofs. And you can see the ocean, so I know the wharfs are around there, you know?
Yep, indeed.
So,
Okay. Well, should we go to some of your favorite places first?
you want to see my
Yeah, I'll
room?
just fit it.
You
down.
want
There
to
we
go
go.
straight there?
Well,
just
we can
about
go to
fit.
the ocean first.
The road
You guys know me, I hate
down
drinking
is
out of cans.
treacherous.
I
The
pour it into my
benefit of
water
being on the
bottles.
coast
Just
is that
seltzer
you
now.
limit your field of danger, right? It's only going to come from one direction. That's just something to keep in mind.
One
Very
direction.
fair
Sure.
point.
But what about all the sea monsters?
Yeah, you definitely have like sea creatures that haunt your dreams.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, not true, actually. I have never
Giant
seen...
sea monsters.
Nope.
You
I-
coughed up salt water and you weren't even near the ocean. That feels like the ocean's real dangerous.
That
This
could
one
be a
time,
pituitary
right
thing.
before I went to sleep?
I have never seen a sea creature in my life.
There's so many. I saw a
What is
giant
it?
tentacle come out of the water one
Right
time.
on the coast, you saw that.
Yeah, yeah.
A tentacle came out of the water?
I saw it from my window. It was really, really, really big tentacle.
Did you really?
Of course I did.
Do I believe her?
Make an insight check.
I
Ooh, that's not terrible.
I don't trust her because it's Jester
that is
and she's
terrible.
crazy, but I don't know why that
I
would be
really,
true.
really saw.
Yeah, I
like,
believe
could
it.
Okay.
go A really big one.
How close do we have to be to the ocean?
I believed her,
While
but
we walk
because
alongside
it's
it.
Jester, I half
Oh,
don't.
I mean, as
all the
close as
time.
you want to be. I mean, if you want to put your feet in, it's an amazing.
It's just that's
experience, but-
something to like.
okay.
Definitely want to do
I don't know
that.
why
That
you
sounds
lie
great.
about, but that's something
colder than
Jester
you
would
might
do.
think.
Just lie about random crap.
I don't have any expectations, so I'm not sure if that's true or not.
From where we are now, would I have any idea how far from the gates that we just have we passed through the gates?
You haven't made it to the gates of the city yet. You're probably about 20 or so minutes from reaching the exterior of Nicodranas. If you were to head straight south, as opposed to continuing on the somewhat southwestern path towards the city, you would eventually hit the shoreline just on the eastern side of the city for about 45 minutes or so to get there.
Oh, we're so close. We might as well stop in.
Stop by the ocean.
Yeah. Well, or your mom's place. Whatever you want to do first.
I would go to the.
So is there like a location to go to the ocean?
Yeah.
Or
so
it's like,
I forget you haven't seen it. So if you look in one direction, right, and
Yeah.
you look immediately to your left,
yeah,
and then immediately to your right,
yeah.
all that shit is ocean.
Fuck.
All of it. And as far as you see that line,
the
the
horizon.
horizon,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Horizon.
that's all ocean too.
That's crazy.
It
It's
is.
really big. It's like a lake only.
I
a lot
guess
bigger.
in that
I've seen
aspect,
big lakes.
seeing it for
Yeah,
the first
But
time,
like you can always
there,
see the
it's
other
not like
side.
they have
Yeah,
video
imagine
and
not.
camera. I can
Sometimes-
understand that.
Okay.
We live in a
the
time
water
where you
is
have
not like
pictures
that
and video,
greenish dark
and
color.
you cannot
It's
be
like
to the
really
ocean and still
light
understand it.
blue.
They're not
See, I like these
understanding it.
literal examples.
Like, or they're
Because I've
understanding it. They
only
just didn't,
read
they didn't
flowery
know.
poetry that just makes it talk
Once
about.
you get up over this next hill, you'll see the ocean.
Let's go. Okay, let's go.
Let's do
All
it.
right. So
I mean,
heading
we might
southward,
not even have
deviating
to
from the path
go
that leads directly into
all the way,
Nicodranas.
as long as we could see it and they
Mighty
get
Nein
it.
makes their way southward towards the shoreline. Better part of an hour passes. You can see to the right the exterior walls of the city, and beyond the somewhat light gray to white pattern walls. And you get to see, they may have been gray at one point, but the white pattern you can see across them seem to be just layers and layers and years of seagull excrement having gathered stronger towards the southern
Delicious.
side of the wall as you pass near that section of the city.
I guess this guy's all
Okay, what do you look like?
basically me, only like human.
Okay.
So
Human
all,
jester.
All the same, only yeah. Like
I
blue
like
skin's
it.
gone, horns are gone, no tail.
Jester disguises
Bob, but
herself
it's
as a
black
human
hair,
jester.
so
I like
cute.
it.
Yes or no?
Catherine Zeta-Jones in Chicago.
Oh,
Super like tan skin.
yeah.
I love it.
Okay, great. So, continuing on this way, you begin to see the seagulls.
Laura
They're
is
new
like
birds
this for a while now.
here.
I
You
just
can see
noticed
these
she's
white-
like, I don't know if she's very anxious.
going overhead as they begin to cluster and
But that's kinda
hit
like
the
how
shoreline. You
Jester
see a few of them diving towards the
stand or
water
sit
as
or
you
stand
begin
or
to look
walk.
past the edge of the rock into the sandbank, and you can see eventually as your cart begins to make its way towards the rougher bit of terrain before it breaks at the ocean, the actual waves now crashing up against the shore and pulling away. Pushing again.
It's horrifying.
It's horrifying.
It's everywhere.
It is everywhere.
It's coming to get us.
That's honestly
It's literally
kind of
coming
my
to get
view
us.
on
Right
it.
there, it
I
goes
don't
in
like
and
that
out.
you're
Taking off
It
my
comes
shoes.
towards
Powerless.
us
and
every-
take a walk in that. That's
You're,
right.
if you're like in a body of water
So blue.
and
Those are seagulls.
what you're
They
on
are some
fails you,
dickheads.
you're powerless,
They will,
basically.
if you leave food out, they'll snake that shit in a second.
They make horrible noises.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah, and they drop shit on you from above, so keep your eye out.
Most birds do that for.
These ones in particular are pricks.
I join Caduceus in the water.
Okay. Yeah, looking
Join
past the afternoon sun.
I
at this
don't. I'm not
vantage point especially, you
afraid
can
of
see
the
it
water.
dancing
I
across
just
the distant
don't
horizon
see a
shore,
point in it.
like hundreds of
I
little
have no
glistening
need to go
flecks of
on
glass.
water.
The
doesn't
shore sound
give
itself
me
is very
anything I
soothing
don't-
as you approach and pull
it's
up
like,
your
I don't know.
pants
It's
and take
just
off your
doesn't
boots
do it
to
for
begin
me.
to step into the soft sand. You can see large rocks that occasionally break up the beach itself that seem to jut outward. And on these, you can see small carvings. You can see things that have been drawn on them with chalk, it looks like, that have been mostly washed away or eroded with time. As close as maybe 150 feet out, you see a small fishing ship that is kind of on the outskirts of the southern portion of the city, and kind of glancing off to the right to where the city docks begin, you can see dozens and dozens of ships that are in the middle of the harbor, that are just coming into the harbor, many that are in the process of being anchored and then set up within the docks themselves. This eastern side you recognize as the Restless Wharf of the city. And you know the wharf is broken, or the harbor is broken into two different sides.
I'm going to take a moment to
Does Travis
through
is
the
acting
sand
like
and
he
rocks
knows,
and see if there's
and
anything
Matt
interesting.
made it as
Make
if
an
he did.
investigation.
I'm wondering how much Travis actually does know. Like if Matt right now was like describe it,
15.
would Travis be able to?
Investigation? Wait, hold
Or
on.
he just knows it
Investigation.
as a character.
Yes.
Never mind, that's a 6.
You find a lot of really soft sand.
Okay.
And you start putting it into piles, and then you
That's
start building
good.
a cool little mound, and then a wave comes and destroys it, and you're a little sad, but that's how life works.
That's how life works.
Makes sense.
I go out to the rocks and see how far I can kind of hop along the rocks.
Okay, yeah, there's the...
Do you know how to swim, Bo?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, the rocks are pretty disparate amongst the shore here. There is one section where you can see a string of 4 rocks at different
What'd she
heights that
say?
eventually
Bo's
get
like,
to
yeah,
about 30
like-
or so feet out
Sure.
into the shore before they disappear beneath the ocean surface. So before you even touch the water, you dive up to one of the rocks, and as you get to the top, your hands hit there, and you can already see the top of the rock is just bleached white with seagull shit. But it's dry.
All right, guys, I know it was a quick one. Part 1 and Part 2 are going to be quick this week. We're going to have the full hour on Patreon. We always leave the full hour because that's what it is. It's the hour Patreon exclusive. So Part 1 and Part 2 get whatever remains split in half. We'll have another 14 minutes of Part 2. They are not going right to Nicodranus. I'm surprised. Jester did make it a point to say we could visit my mom. That's got to be the Ruby portion of the Ruby and the Sapphire. I don't think they'd mislead us. I partly think it could be a misleading title, and they're like, you thought it was going to be Jester's mom. But then she literally mentioned her mom, said, hey, we could go visit my mom. The fact that it's a 4-hour episode, and we immediately went to the shore to see the ocean, because 6 of us are here. 4 of us haven't seen the ocean. We take a little detour. We show the ocean. Bo is now hopping on rocks. Caduceus is in the sand with, I think it was Not or Jester, one of them. Either way, they're exploring. They're seeing the ocean for the first time. He said we're by the Restless Wharf, I think it was. Restless Wharf. Travis knows the area. Jester knows Nicodranus. I don't know how much Jester knows of the water area that we're at now, but it's familiar territory to both of them. I love that a lot of them are seeing the ocean for the first time. Caleb so far doesn't seem to care the most. Not said she was terrified. Caduceus going with the flow, doing what he does, and Bo running around like I expected her to do. She's probably going to jump around on the rocks. I don't know if they're going to see or do something. Matt has made it a point to say several times there is seagull shit everywhere. I don't know if he's just being very descriptive and it is the ocean, so birds and seagulls specifically are shitting all over, but he keeps saying it to the point where I'm like, is that gonna foreshadow something? Like, is there a point to that? Or is it just being very descriptive of the scenery? It could just be Matt doing what he does and being very descriptive. I have to assume we're gonna get to meet Jester's mother at some point. Whether or not it's in the hour Patreon exclusive or the live stream, I don't know. Because we have 3.5 hours left still, roughly counting the live stream. We have the 50, like a little over 3 hours left. We're meeting Jester's mom. I've got to assume we're probably going to get answers about Ford. I can't help but think we're going to run into people, possibly ships and things that trigger memories. Matt also made it a point, I said this earlier, that Travis is familiar with the wharf and everything else. So let's just jump into the hour Patreon exclusive. I want to find out where we go from here, and then we'll see part 2. You guys want to be way ahead, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons out of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. The link is in front of me. Dozens of shows you'll never see on YouTube. The Patreon hour exclusive, Doctor Who, Person of Interest. We started Steven Universe and the new Chucky this week. Check it out. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.